I'm really excited to be reading this book today. It's called The Darkest Dark, and it's one of my favourite stories because it is written by a real-life astronaut, Chris Hadfield. I really hope you'll enjoy it too. This is the front cover. I can see the title and the author's name and the name of the illustrator. Remember that the author is the person who has written the book, and the illustrator is the person who has done all of the drawings in the book. What an amazing picture this is! I can see a boy and a dog, both dressed up as astronauts. It looks like they might be on the moon. There is a rocket, and I think the boy might have made it himself out of cardboard. This picture gives us a really big clue about the book. I wonder if it might be about space. What do you think? Let's read the blurb to find out more. The story of a boy who faced his fears and went on to reach the stars. Chris loves rockets and planets and pretending he's an astronaut in space. Only one problem. At night, Chris is afraid of the dark. But when he watches the groundbreaking Apollo 11 moon landing on TV, it inspires him to follow his dreams and explore the darkest dark. So we were half right. It is about space adventure, but also about a boy who is afraid of the dark. Have you ever been afraid of the dark? This book might help you not be afraid anymore. Let's read it. Chris was an astronaut, an important and very busy astronaut. When it was time to take a bath, he told his mother, "I'd love to, but I'm saving the planet from aliens." When it was time to get out of the bath and go to bed, he told his father, politely, because astronauts are always polite, "Sorry, no can do. I'm on my way to Mars." An astronaut's work is never done, so astronauts do not like to sleep. But their parents do. "You're a big boy now," said Chris's father. "You have to sleep in your own bed." And Chris tried. He really did. But his room was dark. Very, very dark. The kind of dark that attracts the worst sort of aliens. But his parents meant it. Chris was going to sleep in his own bed tonight. His mom and dad checked under his bed and in the wardrobe and even in his underwear drawer. They declared the room 100% alien-free. They tucked Chris in. They turned on the nightlight. They even gave him a special bell to ring if he was nervous. They took away the bell. And then his father said something that worried Chris even more than the dark did. "One more peep, young man, and I'm afraid we'll all be too tired to go next door tomorrow." But tomorrow would be a special day. A very special day. Chris had to go next door. His life pretty much depended on it. So Chris stayed in his own bed, without a peep. It took a long time to fall asleep, but when he did, he had his favourite dream. He flew his spaceship all the way to the moon. The next day seemed to last forever, but finally, when the moon was shining over the lake and the summer wind was ruffling the leaves of the trees, Chris ran next door. The house was already full of people, all gathered around the TV, the only TV on the whole island. Chris found a spot where he could see through the crowd, and what he saw was astronauts, real live astronauts, on the actual faraway moon. They were wearing puffy white suits and jumping for joy, jumping so high because there was so much less gravity there. The grown-ups huddled around the TV were amazed. Their whole lives long, they'd never expected to see this sight. Even Chris, who had been to the moon just the night before, was amazed. He'd never really noticed how dark it was there. Outer space was the darkest dark ever. That night, Chris did a little experiment. He turned off all the lights in his room, even the night light. It was still dark. Very, very dark. There were still shadows that looked a little, well, alien. Nothing had changed. But Chris had changed. He'd seen that the darkness of the universe was so much bigger and deeper than the darkness in his room. But he was not afraid. He wanted to explore every corner of the night sky. For the first time, Chris could see the power and mystery and velvety black beauty of the dark. And he realised you're never really alone there. Your dreams are always with you, just waiting. Big dreams about the kind of person you want to be. Wonderful dreams about the life you will live. Dreams that actually can come true. And that is the end of our story, The Darkest Dark. Did you like it? Can you see why it's one of my favourite books? I just think it's so exciting. At the end of the book, Chris Hadfield has some pictures of himself as an astronaut. You can see him in his spacesuit. You can see a picture of his spaceship. In the story, when Chris was watching TV, he saw the first man ever to walk on the moon. That man's name was Neil Armstrong. Maybe your grandparents might remember the day that he walked on the moon. They might have watched it on TV too. You should ask them. When Chris grew up and became an astronaut, he spent a lot of time in space. And he has loads of videos on YouTube that show what life on board a spaceship is really like. One video shows him brushing his teeth. Another shows how he makes his lunch. And in another video, he even plays the guitar and sings a song, all while floating around inside in his spaceship. You should ask your mom or dad to help you look up the videos on YouTube. They're really great. What do you want to be when you grow up? Don't worry if you haven't figured it out just yet. Sometimes it takes people a bit longer than others to think about what they'd really like to do. And some people, when they grow up, will have lots of jobs. And others will find one job they love straight away and stick with doing that. Remember, just like Chris, if you have a dream, and if you work hard and really believe, then your dream might just come true too.